Well, hello! Welcome back to my channel. Just Shauna here to talk about some friggin' books. So I have a little bit of a haul that is a little bit from my trip to New York, but then also just thrift store unhauling and then buying used books. I don't think there's any brand new ones in here. So first, from my trip to New York, I got these buttons. So I have this bag. It's dirty. It needs to be cleaned. But I have this tote bag that I've had for a while that my best friend got me a few years back for Christmas. It looks like a little old school library card. But I have some buttons that I got. I only had two from before that I just got with some box or a book. I don't know. But then I found these and they were so cute. So there's like the little, rainbow heart. Fearless women make history. Peace, love, and books. A well-read woman is a dangerous creature. Strand, because I got this at the Strand bookstore. And then my girl Audrey Hepburn, because I love her. And then I mentioned this previously in a video that I met up with Fernando from Fernando's Mermaid Books. And I got him a book that he had wanted. I just was like, hey, I'm gonna buy this for you because you don't have it. And then he felt all bad, so he was like, I have to buy you some too. So we just gifted each other some books. And I talked about this one because I read it already. Deep Blue by Jennifer Donnelly. It's part of a series. It's one of his favorites, mermaids. He loves them. The Waterfire Saga. I quite liked it, and yeah, so I read that pretty much immediately. And then we saw this book, and we were talking about it. He owns this book, and so he was like, hey, if you haven't read it either, I'll get this one for you too, and then we can buddy read it at some point. And that is Zenith, book one of the Andrama saga, right? Yeah, Andrama, by Sasha Salzberg and Lindsay Cummings. I've heard very mixed things about this. It's been out for a minute. I think the second book is out. Was that a true story? I don't know. At any rate, I'm gonna check it out eventually. And then I talked about my Dollar Tree haul. Yeah, it was only haul. I say haul. It was one fucking book. I got Queen of the Tierling? No, Fate of the Tierling? No, what's the middle one? I don't fucking remember. Yeah, Fate of the Tierling. I got Fate of the Tierling at the Dollar Tree for $1. I talked about that. And so then I unhauled some books at local bookstores, Changing Hands and Bookman's. I have something in my eyeball, fuck. And they took almost all of them. They didn't take the last Namsara. It doesn't have a cover. I kind of figured that was like a long shot. And then this totally random sci-fi book that I have, Zero World. I don't think I'm ever gonna read it, but apparently nobody else wants it for now either. From that I can't remember how much store credit I got, but I got a few books from Changing Hands. And from Changing Hands, I think I spent $15. And I want to say my credit was like 17 or something. So I picked up The Invasion of the Tierling. Then I saw Anger is a Gift by Mark Oshiro. I have heard really great things about this. It's an award winner. I've heard it's pretty heart-wrenching. It has a bunch of awards, or it's on a bunch of lists for best LGBTQ YA books, queer YA books, just best YA books, etc. It's contemporary. We have our main character, Moss. It says, he is a considerate student, devoted son, loyal friend, and affectionate boyfriend, enthusiastic nerd. But he wishes he could be someone else, someone without panic attacks, whose father is still alive, someone who hadn't become a rallying point for a community because of one horrible night, blah, blah, blah. Tensions hit a fever pitch and tragedy strikes again. Moss must face a difficult choice. Give in to fear and hate, or realize that anger can actually be a gift. So I'm sure this is gonna be, not an easy, fluffy read, but I've heard wonderful things. Another one that I have heard about for a hot minute and wanted to check out is Salt to the Sea by Ruta Sepetys. Another award winner. I really don't know that much about this, except it is historical fiction. There's 4 stories, it seems like. 4 refugees, 4 secrets, each one from a different homeland. It's during World War II, I believe. Man, I just realized I picked all, other than Invasion of the Tierling, I have all these real sad books. The next one that I got was Under the Udala Trees by Chinelo Akporanta, another award winner, and another one that sounds kind of heavy. Ijeoma comes of age as her nation does. Born before independence, she is 11 when civil war breaks out in the young Republic of Nigeria. Sent away to safety, she meets another displaced child, and they, star-crossed, fall in love. They're from different ethnic communities, and they are also both girls. And it sounds like that's not accepted. She has to hide that part of herself, and then there is a cost to living inside a lie, inspired by Nigeria's folktales and its war. And then to add to my Ian McEwan collection, I picked up The Child in Time. This one deals with a couple whose child has died. God. I'm not laughing at a child, I'm laughing at all the sad-ass books I picked. Oh no, I don't know if she dies, she's missing. Yeah, all this sad shit, man. So that's what I got at Changing Hands. And then I went to Bookman's, and I kind of was poking around there in the like YA and then the fantasy and stuff, the adult fantasy even. I just wasn't really feeling it. And I've been kind of craving some nonfiction lately. Oh, Jesus Christ. Good Lord, dropped a book like on my tripod. Okay, so I've been craving nonfiction. I've mentioned this. So the first one I picked up because I've been craving this since trying to read Next Year in Havana, and I was just really intrigued by all of the Cuban history, and I was like, I don't really know that much about like Cuban history, you know, and like the revolution and everything that happened after that and Castro and blah, 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 blah. I just don't know all of the details of that, how things happened. So I picked up Cuba Between Reform and Revolution. There were quite a few books. They have a pretty good nonfiction section, but there were quite a few on Cuba, and it was like, I don't know what they are, obviously, so it was hard to pick. And this one seemed like pretty comprehensive, I guess. Hopefully this will satisfy my curiosity and intrigue about Cuba. Then I saw this that sounded great as well, A History of South Africa by Leonard Thompson. This one has pictures and stuff on the inside too, like all these, artwork and some pictures. And this one also sounds pretty comprehensive. It says, a leading scholar of South Africa provides a fresh and penetrating exploration of that country's history from the earliest known human inhabitation of the region to the present, focusing primarily on the experiences of its black inhabitants, which again is what I would want to know about. Apparently this author is white. Desmond Tutu has like a quote on the back saying, I did not think it was possible for a white person to write a history of South Africa, which a black South African would find to be a fair and accurate account of a beautiful land and its people. Leonard Thompson has disabused me of that notion. His is a history that is both accurate and authentic, written in a delightful literary style. We will see. I mean, if Desmond Tutu says so, I mean, it's a pretty good stamp of approval, right? And then randomly, I walked by a section where I saw stuff about the Titanic, and, you know, I was young. I think I was in 8th grade when the movie Titanic came out, and I went and bought a book that's old as dirt back there, A Night to Remember, and I read it. Like, I'm a freaking 12-year-old reading this nonfiction book that is the, you know, kind of hour-by-hour account of what happened on the Titanic, from what people know, obviously. And like I said, it's a really old copy. It's like very, very old. And I found this edition of that, because if I ever want to reread it, I figured I would rather reread this than like an older book that is kind of falling apart. So yeah, I grabbed this just very randomly. And then I got this in the mail to my old address because I forgot to tell the author that I had moved. But luckily my ex still lived there, so he got this book to me. And I have the ebook, but I also got the regular copy of Last of My Kind, Lost Tales from Essoan by Antoine Bandele. I read The Kishi last year, his self-published novel, and this is some short stories, or a novella. I think it's a novella. Yeah, it's a novella about that world. I believe that's all I have for now. I didn't get any more. I've been pretty good lately about not buying new books, and also, as much as it pains me to say, not using the library. And hear me out. I love the library. Every time I move, I immediately make sure I get a library card, like within the first 2 weeks of living somewhere. And I love using the library, but I just have too many books on my shelves that are unread. So I'm like, I need to read through these. So I have been doing a pretty good job of that, and I'm happy for that. But, you know, I had a pile of unhauled books. They were just sitting there. I went and unhauled them. I ended up spending maybe 20 bucks of my own money, I want to say, to get these, how many books? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 books. And that's a pretty good deal, you know? Okay, that is all for now. Thank you so much for your time. As always, like, comment, subscribe, all that crap down below. Check the description box for links to my Twitter and my Instagram. My Instagram isn't... I use the stories a fair amount. Not like a lot, but a fair amount. But I suck at posting pictures, and like my book pictures, I'm just not that great at it. I don't care to spend that much time doing it. It's not a hobby I enjoy. For me, like, this is enough, and then doing Bookstagram on top of that, like, more power to all of you booktuber. I mean, just Bookstagrammers in general, it's amazing. But like, to do booktube and Bookstagram, I'm like, go you, because it's a lot. Anyway, that is all. Thank you so much for your time. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.